Okay, so I finally got around watching Invincible, and holy shit, you know what? I'm so grateful for Amazon because they have created this trend of making super mature, super high quality superhero shows, and that's too many supers for one sentence. Anyways, now this show is based on a comic book created by Robert Kirkman, the same guy who created The Walking Dead, and you can tell right away it's very much his style. He has a very particular and specific way of creating dialogue, and I'm pretty sure he was way more involved in this show than The Walking Dead, because it feels much more himself in the sense of the characters and how they develop themselves and how they express themselves. They are very Robert Kirkman. In this show, the best way I can describe this show is Sky High meets The Boys. That's the perfect mix there. It follows this high school kid, Mark Grayson, and he's played by Stephen Yeun, by the way, who is fantastic in this role. It's amazing, it's so relatable, and it's great. So it follows this kid, and he's trying to balance his life. He is discovering his powers now. His dad is basically the Superman of this world, and he is trying to live up to that image and becoming the best superhero he can be, while also balancing his personal life, which is, it's not a very original thing to do in a superhero movie. We've seen it before, but the way this show does it, it's so brilliant and so relatable, and it lures you in with this type of kiddie animation. It starts really tamed. It's not very explosive. There's not a lot of fight scenes, but then it becomes a nightmare. It's the amount of gore this show has, in my opinion, it beats any Mortal Kombat scene from that movie. This is insane. The show does get progressively more violent and bloody, and this is very smartly showcased in the title cards. Each episode starts with this title card, and it gets splattered with blood, and it carries all the way up to the final episode, and the blood is like, the title card is all bloody. I seriously don't know how they're gonna do it for season 2, because it's just gonna be red on the screen whenever the show starts. The characters are spectacular, and the casting is fantastic. They got Stephen Yeun as Mark, as I said at the beginning. They got J.K. Simmons as Omni-Man, his dad. They got Sandra Oh as his mom. And there's just amazing compilation of actors giving life to these characters. They got Walton Goggins as the government guy. He was great too. He was one of my favorites. So besides following Mark on his journey becoming a superhero, we also follow the investigation of the murder of the entire Guardians of the Glove. That's kind of their Justice League for this world. And at the end of the first episode, we find out that Omni-Man, his dad, kills the entirety of the group. And there's a mystery that carries out throughout the entire season. We really don't know why he did it, and we want to know just as much as the people in the show. At one point in the show, they bring in this character called, I think, Damien Darkblood, this demon character. He's kind of a... He's what if Rorschach and Hellboy had a baby. This is what it would look like. He had that. He even talks like Rorschach in that like kind of choppy way. He doesn't complete his sentences all the way. He just talks in a very choppy, monotone way, just like Rorschach. So yeah, we can see where that character came from. Let's go back to Mark for a second. I really want to talk about him. He's such a relatable guy, and Stephen Yeun really brings that to the character. His performance is amazing. But for a character called Invincible, he gets his ass whoop, boy. I really don't remember one fight he won in the entire show. I think maybe the first one, and then after that he's just get his ass beat all the way till the end of the show. There's even one episode where he wouldn't have won if the guy he was fighting didn't kill himself. That's how fucked he was. And yeah, the show manages to balance all the gore and the horribleness of what this guy goes through, and even throws in some humor at times. Even if it is a little bit too high school, the humor. I mean, it's good to have some levity in a show like this to keep it grounded, and I loved it. The finale was amazing. It had me glued to the screen the entire time, and it was really painful to see this guy who basically raised this kid beating him to death to a pulp, and the kid's just not giving up. Mark is invincible in spirit. That's what the name refers to. He gets his ass kicked a lot, but his spirit is very much invincible. He won't back down. He won't give up, and that's very admirable, and I love that about him. And Omni-Man is a fucking psychopath. Basically, his race is a bunch of barbarians who just pick the strongest and conquer worlds at a galactic level, and that is so messed up. And I love that they held that reveal up to the last episode, because if they revealed that anytime earlier in the show, it would have the finale, I don't think it would have had that big of an impact when they were fighting, because that was the whole argument. They were fighting and having an argument at the same time about what was life worth. And yeah, I loved it. And I'm so happy to know that they already greenlit a season 2 and 3 for the show, and I'm so ready for it. Anyways guys, those were my thoughts on Invincible season 1. I want to know if you've seen this show. If you've seen it, please let me know what you think about it on the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe for more content like this. I have an Instagram account you can follow at caffeine.prince98. I don't have Twitter because I absolutely hate it. And Facebook is for the family. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.